Hey, hey, I'm just gonna throw down a quick video here while the idea is still fresh in my mind. Um, I just got back from a funeral, which is why I'm suited up at the moment. It was my great uncle. I really didn't know him at all. I mean, I'd seen him before, but I'd never really spent any time with him. But that's incidental. So my my issue is about religiosity and mourning, because he was apparently, like I said, I didn't know him personally, but he was apparently a fairly religious person. He was recently, in the last several years, baptized into the Baptist Church, along with his daughter and his granddaughter and his wife. And his granddaughter, who's a cousin of mine, she's only a few years younger than me. She spoke um, at the funeral, and she was very, very broken up. This illustrated a point that I've had about religion, and one thing I don't really understand, it doesn't really say anything about the validity of religion. It it just makes me wonder what really goes through people's heads. My cousin is she's one of the more religious people in the family. Well, there are a couple. I mean, I have an uncle who's who's lay clergy, and I mean, there's religious folk, but she's attending a Baptist college, and she's done missionary work, and so she's of the religious bent, pretty serious from what I understand. But she went up to the pulpit, and I mean, there were a couple times she just couldn't go on. She was crying, and understandably so. I mean, she lost her grandfather, whom she was presumably close with. But my issue is this: if you really and truly believe in the concept of heaven, of eternal bliss and happiness, why would you ever be sad in anything more than a superficial fashion about someone's death? I mean, yeah, it's sad that you're never going to see them again, but I would think that if you believed in it, it would be wholly overshadowed by the whole eternal life thing. I mean, really, if you believe in the concept of heaven, really truly believe, death should be like an inconvenience. I mean, it it just doesn't it. I'm not asking why they're sad, because I know why they're sad, because they know they're never going to see their loved one again, rationally. But it leads me to believe that people don't really believe as much as they would like to think they do, or as much as they would like others to think they do. I don't know. Anyway, that's just amusing. Well, not it's not amusing. It's a musing of mine. I don't know. Funerals tend to make me uncomfortable. Kind of more recently than not. Not that I've been to all that many, but cause like I said, I'm not religious. And funerals tend to be pretty God heavy. So I don't know. Whenever I go to a funeral, I mean, there's some legitimate stuff that's said, like the woman, she was a Baptist preacher. She was saying things like, as long as you hold his memory in your heart, etc., then he'll never really be dead. He'll always be with you. And I mean, that's nice things to say, and it's arguably true. But when they get into the God stuff, it sounds. I mean, it is. That's what it's there for. It's there to reassure, but it just sounds like they're trying to drive the point home in order to, keep themselves from thinking about the actual death. Like, oh, he's gonna live forever. He's gonna be reborn through Jesus, and this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, I don't know. It kind of seems to cheapen the, well, not trivialize the moment. I mean, you should either. It doesn't seem like true solace. It seems like a distraction. It seems like, oh, don't look over here. Don't look over here. There's the eternal life thing right here. Just look at this. Don't look over at the death thing. I don't know. I could be just completely full of shit, but it just gets me thinking. So yeah, little video here, unedited, raw footage. Yeah, so, okay, that's all I've got. So I will see you all later, and I probably won't be as nicely dressed the next time, but, you know, whatever. Alright, later. This is my serious trying to concentrate and I can't see because I took off my glasses face.